let's suppose this is a user. So as I mentioned, your DHCP is what? This is a 4-step process. D as in your discover, O as in your offer, R as in your request, and A as in your acknowledge. So what happens in this one is, okay, so the moment you get connected to a network, okay, the moment you get connected to a network, the very first thing you do is you discover a DHCP over there. Okay, the very first thing you do is you discover a DHCP over there. You discover for checking whether there is a DHCP or not. Once you hit a DHCP server, okay, your DHCP server sends you an offer. Your DHCP sends you an offer as in, like, it will be saying this is the IP I have. If you want, you can take it. So now you request the DHCP server. Now you request your DHCP server that, okay, I want this IP, please give it to me. Now DHCP server will do what? It will be acknowledging that request and it will be allotting that IP to you. So the IP which you see when you type, when you open a command prompt and when you write IP config, the IP which you get is from your DHCP server. Okay. So like your DHCP server, for example, your DHCP server is in a router, you can say. So when you're trying to connect with your router, you're hitting its DHCP server, and that DHCP server is allotting that IP. So basically what happens in DHCP starvation attack is, an attacker will do what? He or she will be sending a lot of fake requests to the DHCP server, and she will try to consume all the IPs from that DHCP server. Okay? It will be doing what? By sending fake requests to the DHCP server, it will be consuming all the IPs from that DHCP server. Now, let's suppose me, like I am that particular attacker. So I send lots of fake requests to my DHCP server and consume all those IPs from it. Now the very next day, or not next day, now if let's suppose Dinesh walks in the room, or Vinay walks in the room, or you can say any, like Venu walks in the room, or Muthukuruppan walks into the room, they will also try to connect with the DHCP server. But now, will you guys get an IP? Will you be able to get an IP from that particular DHCP server? No, right? Reason being, SIEM has already consumed all those IPs from the DHCP server. Correct? So this thing is known as a DHCP starvation attack. From this, it can lead to another attack as well. Another attack as in, there's this thing known as a rogue server. So for example, let's suppose, you are in a public spot, okay? You're near a metro station, okay? And you know that in that metro station, there's a Wi-Fi. And let's suppose we give it a name. We are giving that Wi-Fi as a name as a Panda. Okay, that DHCP server is there, and we are giving it a name as a Panda. For example, consider in that way. Now, you guys, let's suppose Venu knows, okay, Venu is pretty much, every day he connect with that Panda in that same metro station and try to surf internet over there. And now what happens? I, being an attacker, I consume all the IPs from this particular DHCP server. Okay, now what I will do? Being an attacker, I will install my own server. I will install my own server in the same place so that people will be connecting to that particular server now. And that server, because obviously I am having malicious intentions, correct? So when I am installing my own server for the with the malicious intentions, that will be referred to your rogue server.